don't even know where to start. So Jake Paul vs. Chavez Jr. wrapped up last night. Jake Paul won by unanimous decision, won all the 10 rounds, and yeah, I mean, there's just an insane amount of public outrage over this thing. Even more than the Mike Tyson fight, which, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of crazy considering the pull that fight had compared to this one. It actually seemed like not many people were interested in this fight until it was over. And, you know, when Jake Paul wins, the usual suspects and more come out and just throw the same lines. It's scripted. He was on steroids. My overall thoughts on the fight, I think Jake did great for his level, and I feel like that's what people have to really take in, Jake Paul and the level he is at. I was really impressed with the body work, some new combinations I had never seen. The uppercut looked nice, used the jab pretty well, clinched at the perfect times. And you know, for the most part, I actually thought Chavez was fighting a smart fight in the beginning, because Jake Paul all fight week, even throughout the whole build-up, said he's gonna come after him early. He's gonna walk him down, he's gonna hit him with hard shots, knock him out. Chavez probably took note of that, as well as Jake not being a natural 200-pounder, like he just isn't. So he was probably thinking, let me just get through the first couple rounds, let him gas himself out, I'll eventually up the pace and he won't be able to handle it. Problem is he waited too long, and I don't know if it's from what Jake was doing. Maybe he didn't expect Jake to last as long as he did. I know I didn't. At the end of the day, Jake won. Internet went crazy. I've seen so many tweets. Oh, fight a world champion, fight someone in their prime, fight scripted. Oh, you told them to not throw. People telling him to fight Zerto, which they did face off at the post-fight press conference, but obviously he would get killed. And no, I don't think Jake is ready to fight world champions. I don't think he's gonna be ready to fight world champions, at least not for maybe another 10 fights. You guys gotta understand, he's not like your average pro boxer, and you guys know that. Yet people still hold him to such a high standard because he's in the spotlight. He's a YouTuber, he had money coming into the sport. You know, some people take that as disrespectful because he didn't have to work his way up like everyone else. He got these big main stage fights, and maybe that's where a lot of the hatred stems from. It is a place of jealousy. And look, I was never the craziest Jake Paul fan. I hated him when he started. But when really looking at it, what is he actually doing wrong? I mean, he's fighting guys who, yeah, you know, you could say he has a couple advantages over, but look at every other boxer and how they started their career. Actually, they all had amateur experience, starting from when they were like 9-10 years old. Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, they started when they were 7 years old, and when they went pro, they were fighting bums. Even with all the experience they had, yet Jake has no amateur experience. He jumped into professional boxing and took on Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, some respected combat sports veterans in their own right. Yeah, they are UFC fighters, but let's not act like they don't have any sort of fight IQ. And at the same time, Jake is running a business. He needs guys who are going to bring in some sort of audience to sell a certain amount of pay-per-views, tickets. Obviously, if you want the traditional route, no one's going to pay or go to see him fight a journeyman. Which, when talking about journeymen, that is who Jake would be fighting anyway, and I guarantee he would get the same amount of criticism. A journeyman is someone who is there to give up-and-coming prospects experience, pretty much there for just a payday, which is what everyone already says Jake's opponents are there for. All I'm saying is this: he has no amateur experience, is fighting guys who, in my opinion, are better than journeymen. Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz, Chavez Jr., like, you're gonna argue that they wouldn't beat most guys' first 5 opponents. This is a great example. 3 years ago, I watched Tommy Fury in Wembley Arena fight a guy who doesn't throw a punch throughout the entire fight. Yet he gets on the mic being like, oh, this guy's a real boxer, Jake, he would knock you out within the first couple rounds, like he does this for a living, he does this for his family. It's like, dude, no one's buying that shit. But people do eat it up and say, oh, but it is an actual boxer. Like Tommy Fury, you know, may not have had the best opponents, but at least he fought actual boxers. This is what people actually are saying on Twitter. Other than Jake and KSI, every single one of them, they were just there to get paid. Because that's what a lot of journeymen do. So him fighting Chavez Jr., former middleweight world champion, you know, regardless of the things that have happened in his life, he still had that experience. And yeah, I mean, Jake beating him, it's It's a good win. Now, I don't think it's worthy of a title shot. I don't even think it's worthy of him being ranked by the WBC, WBA, whatever it is. But these are just steps he is taking to gain more experience to, I mean, what he says, eventually become world champion. Well, it's official. Jake Paul is officially ranked number 14 in the WBA cruiserweight rankings. This has just been announced. The official website, WBA.com. Yeah, took him 13 fights to get ranked number 14 in the division. That's pretty impressive, especially considering the guys he fought to get there. I mean, you got Gibb, Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, Woodley twice, Silva, Borland. But this means Jake is eligible to fight for the world title versus Zurdo. It also means his hands are kind of tied. He has to fight boxers now, and at a serious level that he is not ready for. We'll see what happens.